Yeah, what is going on, dudes? Hopefully everyone is okay. So we've got a wee update on the whole Mod 2 test situation and also when lessons can restart as well. So from the 22nd of July, bike lessons can restart in Scotland, which is just awesome. I've been waiting to hear that for so long. So I don't have a test date yet for the Mod 2, but what we did find out is that Mod 2 tests will restart on the 3rd of August, so that's not long. I was kind of hoping we would get a July test date, but 3rd of August, if we can get a test on the first week of August, that would be really good. I'll be happy with that. And because we've had our test rescheduled twice, we get first dibs on test dates. So I am constantly checking my emails because I don't know when the email will come through, but as soon as it comes through for me to reschedule my Mod 2, I'll be getting the first date available. So fingers crossed, dude, we could potentially have our full license within the next month, which is this is so good. We've been waiting so long for this, but now we've got a rough estimate of when my test could be. If I could get it booked and get a test on the 3rd of August, on the first day that they restart, oh mate, that's going to be good. So I've still got 2 lessons or 2 hours left on my card, so I'm going to get as much out of those 2 hours as possible. Whether we'll do it in one sitting, you know, so we've got a 2-hour lesson, or we do it in 2 1-hour lessons, I'd probably prefer to do it in the 2 individual lessons. Then we can work on whatever I need to work on. I mean, I don't think I need too much more. I feel pretty confident about my Mod 2 as it is. But the first hour's lesson, if we can just try and get everything ironed out, our second lesson, we can just make sure that everything's the way it should be. Fingers crossed, it'll just be the case of everything's fine. You know, everything's fine. Just make sure you're doing all your mirrors check, make sure all your observations are there. Because I know I could be doing more of my random checks. You know, you're supposed to be doing your checks like every 10 seconds or something. I know for a fact I need to be doing more of that, but I also know that on test day I will be checking the hell out of those motherfuckers. So that's what I'm hoping. You know, I'm hoping that we're not really going to need anything, you know, too much. You know, if anything, I don't think it's going to be anything major, just silly little things like observations and things. I will do on my Mod 2 what I did on my Mod 1, which is I will be talking to myself. I'll talk to myself through the whole test. Not to the point where I'm not concentrating, obviously, but just when it comes to actual manoeuvres, you know, roundabouts, junctions, all that sort of stuff, you know, making sure that my mirrors are getting checked when they should be. So that is pretty much all I know at the moment, because the reason I want to be quick as well, as soon as I get that email, get it booked. The test centre where I stay, it's like the main test centre for all the kind of towns and cities round about. You know, there could potentially be dozens and dozens, if not more, people waiting for the Mod 2 in the area. So, you know, if they get in before me, that could knock things back quite a few days, you know, so we'll have to be quick. But of course we have to remember that there's always a possibility that it might not go ahead. You know, things can change, you know, very quickly. We've seen it with this coronavirus as it is, but with the way things are going, I'm pretty hopeful that it is going to go ahead. The numbers are coming down, the deaths have came down a lot, to the point where, you know, we're going days and days without a death, which is phenomenal, you know. So we're going in the right direction in terms of taking care of this stupid f***ing virus, and hopefully we can get to the point where we kick its ass out of the UK and it doesn't come back. So that's the update on the whole Mod 2 situation. So I've also been looking into drones. I was talking about drones a few vlogs ago and about adding them into, not all the vlogs, but just some of them, you know, if you're travelling about the country. It would be good for that sort of thing. And we were talking about the whole Isle of Man with the drone situation. I said I'd look into it, so I have looked into it, and it's looking pretty unlikely that we're going to be able to take it and use it. There is like 1,000 metre radius or something like that where you're not allowed to use a drone. So there might be areas of the island where you can use it, but at the same time, you know, there are going to be helicopters flying everywhere. You don't want to put anybody or anything at risk, you know. If you accidentally fly it in an area where you're not supposed to, you can get fined like $2.5 grand. And I don't know if there's any other punishment, but yeah, that's a big ass fine, isn't it? So I think we'll leave it for the Isle of Man, but that doesn't matter, you know. I will be taking my missus with me. She's coming on the back of the bike, so she will be getting appointed the duties of cameraman for the week. Just because we can't take a drone, it doesn't mean we're not going to get some epic footage, because we will. But I'm still planning on getting a drone anyway. It will make a great addition to the channel. So I've been kind of doing a wee bit of research on drones, and I've narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 that I'm looking into, and they're all under the £200 mark, which is, I know £200 is still a lot of money, but for getting a drone with the capabilities that these drones have, it could be quite a good investment, and it'll be a lot of fun as well, won't it? Be a lot of fun, because they all come with 1080p cameras, you know, the really good camera quality. They're all GPS drones, so they've all got the return to home, you know, follow me, kind of, they can circle you, they can do a lot of stuff. I don't plan on getting too heavy into drones, so I only really plan on buying just this one drone. But from the stuff that I've seen and the things that they can do, they look so cool, man, they look so cool. When we do the NC 500 next year, and just travelling up and down the UK in general, you know, there is a lot of really cool scenery. You know, the best way to capture it would be with a drone. Now, we've got some amazing hills and mountains in Scotland, amazing features, you know, there's so much you could see, and seeing it from like a bird's eye view with a drone would just be epic, man. It would be so cool. I like the whole idea of the follow me thing as well. It's basically linked to your phone, obviously. The drone just follows you, you know, you basically set the height or whatever, you just start riding. It looks really cool. The only downfall about it is, you know, the drones are all maximum flight time is probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. What you record, you're going to have to do it fairly quickly and probably have some sort of charging bank out with you so you can keep it topped up when you're not using it. But that's not a big issue. I mean, it's only going to be 5-10 second scenes, you know, you're not going to be having like 30 minutes worth of drone footage at once, you know, you're not going to be needing that. So it should be more than enough for what we need. And the beer gardens are open. Can't you tell? Oh my god. That's one thing I'm not in a rush to do. I'm not in a rush to go to the pub yet. I mean, I can wait. I've got no problem waiting to go to the pub. I don't know when I'm getting the drone. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting it, obviously the sooner the better, so we can practice with it, but I think I'll hold off until next year. You know, we don't need it at the moment. We definitely don't need it. So if we get on the road first with the big bike, you know, get Christmas over and done with the kiddies first, because December's an expensive month. I'm sure you know, if you've got kids, you know what I mean. So I've got a couple of videos planned for before our Mod 2 test. I'm going to be doing a motovlog helmet video, you know, just what I've got, what kind of helmet I've got, how I've got it set up, you know, my camera, my mic, all that sort of stuff. I've changed mic a few times. We did have that cracking and popping problem, but we've managed to get that sorted. Fingers crossed. I mean, I haven't tried it again since I made the last video on it, so I'm hoping it wasn't a fluke. So we will be doing a few kind of Mod 2 videos, just going over some stuff, you know, making sure that our road position's okay, our defensive riding's okay, making sure that we're in the right, you know, position for junctions and all that sort of stuff. And of course, you know, observations, because that's something that could easily fail us. I will take my GoPro out with me as well on our Mod 2 lessons. I won't be using my microphone or anything like that. The instructor and myself, we have, it's like a two-way radio system he has. It might just interfere with audio and stuff, and it'll be really weird. So I'll just maybe do a voiceover after it, going over what I think I'm doing right and what I think I'm doing wrong. Hopefully we don't have to talk about anything that I'm doing wrong, fingers crossed. I'm not too sure about test day. I definitely won't be taking my GoPro out with that, because I don't know how examiners feel about that sort of stuff. I know for every Mod 2 video I've watched online, you know, they're always been blurred out. They don't like getting their faces shown, which is understandable. So I don't want to kind of get any bad points before we even start by saying, can I film you, dude? You know, so so that excitement's starting to grow again, you know, in my stomach, you know, that kind of almost butterfly kind of like feeling that you get, you know, when I found out that the test dates were going to be starting from the 3rd of August, you know, it was like, oh man, it's happening soon, boys, it's happening soon. It's kind of like what happened with the Mod 1 test. I was so nervous about it for days and days before it. I went in and absolutely sailed through it. It was an absolute breeze. So I've got the same kind of feeling, but it's a good feeling, not a scared feeling, a good feeling. But I'm loving it, dudes. I'm absolutely loving being on a motorbike, doing the vlogging and stuff. It's so much fun. I'm still getting used to it though. You know, it is taking a while to get used to the whole kind of motovlogging thing, and it's trying to find ideas to talk about. You know, if you're streaming a video game or making a video on a video game, you know, you've got the video game to talk about, haven't you? You're talking about the video game or whatever it is you're trying to achieve from that game, or, you know, something like that. So coming up with ideas for vlogs is definitely something that's new to me. So whenever I get a wee idea, I just jot it down on my phone, just so I don't forget it. And plus the biker community, man, it's so cool, isn't it? It's so good, the community. Every time you pass a biker, you know, you get a wee nod or a wee wave. It's so cool. Even with the L plates on, you know, you still get a wee wave, which is nice. I was kind of toying with the idea as well, once I've got my bike licence and we're free to do what we want and go where we want. I was kind of thinking about the idea of maybe doing an advanced kind of course. You know, you can get these advanced training courses, because it's always handy just to know extra stuff for the road, you know, how to be safe, you know, make sure that you're not putting yourself in a tricky situation, you know, with extra bit of knowledge that you could have which might help you avoid a certain situation, you know, things like that. So I might look into doing something like that, maybe next year, you know. I don't want to get past my test and jump straight into advanced riding stuff. And I just know for a fact I probably won't be good enough or confident enough for that yet. That's something for a later date, but it could be cool. But I'm going to start cleaning up my wee bike as well. I mean, it's alright, mechanically it's sound, but it is, you know, it's, what, 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. So I mean, it's got a few cosmetic issues, you know, just some wee bit of surface rust here and there. And I'm going to try and get that cleaned up a bit, get the thing looking nice and shiny for whoever's next on the list to buy it and get them through their test. It's been a good wee bike and I'll be sad to see it go. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys that wee update and have a wee chat. But hopefully we might have more news on the next vlog. I don't know when it's going to be. I think I might do the vlog setup next. I might get that filmed and get that put up, and then we can do some Mod 2 stuff before our next lesson, which is on, well, the lesson's starting in 22nd. I don't know when my next lesson is going to be yet, because there's going to be everybody in the same boat, you know, dying to get back on their lessons and get their test done. But I will update you guys on everything that's happening, whether it be social media, which I will drop down below all my social media links. Feel free to give me a follow over there. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, guys, hit that like button. I really do appreciate every single one of your likes. And if you want to see more of my content, click on that subscribe button and ring the bell while you're there. You'll get notified every time I upload a video. But until next time, dudes, take it easy.